So tonight, I'm really excited to introduce everyone to my friend Melissa Rabideau, who is the owner of TinkrLab. And Melissa, thanks so much for taking time out tonight. Can you explain what TinkrLab is?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So TinkrLab, we are a STEAM learning center, which means we focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We do it all for kids, and so we actually have a retail location in the Meridian Mall that you can come and get different types of products, or you can sign up for classes, birthday parties, field trips. Think Build-A-Bear, but more for like robotics, engineering, those kinds of things.
So we were talking the other day, and you told me that you're using some modern technology to help out the healthcare workers right now during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is so fascinating to me, and I wanted to share your story. So could you tell us a little bit about what the modern technology is and what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So when everything kind of hit a couple of weeks ago, our TinkrLab, the business, all the traffic stopped for what we normally do. And so looking at the need, looking at the people around us, my parents always instilled in me to see how you can help be a solution, see how your skills and your abilities, you can utilize them. And so I was thinking, okay, I'm just one person, but I have access to 3D printers because we sell them. I have access to the material that you use called filament. And we use a Michigan-based manufacturer. So I knew I could get more because he's in Grand Rapids. And I thought, okay, what can I do with my 3D printers? And I saw some information, some news articles about different individuals 3D printing masks for the first responders and the medical professionals. And I thought, well, hey, I don't know a whole lot about that, but let's see if we can do this. And I started to ask a couple of my friends who I knew had 3D printers, a couple of our customers. And I also reached out to East Lansing Public Schools because I knew that we had worked with them and I knew that they had 3D printers and they were also interested in printing the masks. And so we decided to link up and join forces, and we started printing these masks. So just kind of how it works, there's the mask portion that goes over your face, and then you have a small filter with a little square there that holds it in. You pop it in so that it stays in place like that, and then you put the grill on the front, and you have a makeshift mask. Now this isn't, medical grade. We're not a medical manufacturing company, but this is for those people that are on the front lines and they're using paper towels to cover their face. They're using bandanas. So when we were doing the masks, we also saw that there was a need for a shield. So even if the healthcare workers have the masks already, they're still wanting a shield to cover their face so they get more utilization. So we've been able to 3D print these little visors. They just fit right on the head like that.
Yeah.
And then the shield, we laser cut, and it goes on the little pegs.
How many
so we've been able to do that.
have you created?
Pardon?
How many of these have you created?
So right now we've got about 1,500 of the visors and about 1,000 of the masks that have been 3D printed by, we call affectionately, the print force.
Okay. And are you donating them to the local hospital then?
Yes. So we're donating them to local hospitals. We're also donating them to like medical care facilities. So the other day we were able to take a bunch out to Origami, brain injury rehab, which was really cool because I started my career out at Origami. So to know that we were able to help them was really, really cool. We're also helping out fire departments, at-home care facilities, the individuals that go in and care for elderly, the elderly population. They need these as well. So we've been able to help out doctors' offices, urgent cares, hospitals, and then the rehab facilities.
So I don't know anything about 3D printers. You sell them at TinkrLab?
Yes. So we sell 3D printers. Um, I kind of like to correlate them to a hot glue gun, right?
Oh,
So you have the material, it's called filament, and it feeds into the 3D printer. When it's in the nozzle, it melts and it comes out soft. And it builds layer by layer, starting from the bottom, working its way up. So you have the filament, it goes in, it gets soft and melts, and then you can build whatever you've designed in a computer out of that 3D printing material.
so right now you're closed, but if people are out there thinking, "Hey, I want to help out. I want to get a 3D printer. What can I do? How can I help out?"
So there's 3D printers all over the place. I kind of correlate them to cars. You know, you
Okay.
have from Chevy to Rolls Royces. There's a whole range of 3D printers. But just to get started, I mean, you can get started with a 3D printer as low as like $150. And they're pretty decent 3D printers as well. And then we also have the filament available for sale. And like I said, we use a local Michigan manufacturer because we wanted to support small business, but he also puts out a phenomenal product. So we make sure that the 3D printing filament is it's all locally sourced, and so we're really happy about that.
That's so cool. I also am putting your website across the screen so people can get more information at tinkrlab.com.
Thank you.
Um, can we buy these from you online now because your store's closed, or
Yeah, so the 3D printers we're not selling. We don't have those,
Okay.
but we do have the 3D printing filament. So
Okay.
you can buy that through us, and we do curbside pickup. We also still have the rest of our retail available as well. So on tinkrlab.com, you'll be able to see all of the different things that we have, and those are available for curbside pickup.
So
Supporting local
I
business.
bet you are getting tons of accolades from the healthcare workers that you are supplying these to. Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe a story?
Yeah, so one of the facilities that we've been able to provide these to is a home health care facility, and they are at the bottom of the list for being able to get any PPE. They are not a high risk agency, but we know right now it's so critical that everybody plays their part. Everybody protects how they can, the best that they can. And so with this group, the woman that I handed them out to, she was almost in tears
Mm.
because this is finally something that she can get to her staff to make sure not only her staff stay protected, but that their clients stay protected as well. It's a mutually beneficial thing because they don't want their clients to be getting sick either. So we were able to get them 100 shields and 100 masks. And so all of their staff members are covered now until the regular medical supply can catch back up.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for doing this. This is great. I'm just learning more about 3D printers.
There's so much to learn,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
been really cool because the group we've put together called the Print Force, it's individuals. It's one person at a time. And there's incredibly experienced people, and there are people who just bought their first 3D printer this week. And so there's a huge range, but the really cool part comes from the collaboration. So I get emails from people saying, I want to help, but I'm just one person and I have one printer. Well, when you have 200 of those, that's when you can really have an impact and you start to see how the community coming together can do something. And so it's been incredible that our printers have been able to put out the amount that they have, and also that our donors are continuing to give, because that means we can provide the material, the filament, for free to our printers.
Well, thank you for what you're doing. You are passing it forward in a big way. And thank you to all the people that help you with what you're doing. So, Melissa, we will talk to you again soon. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.